And as you saw, they asked the forensic pathologist, and I have all the video of this, you can see the raw footage. He said, what would happen, doctor, if you took living cells and you put it in water? Now, if you never heard his response, he said, oh, they'd be gone within minutes to an hour. And the researchers, Mike Willis and these guys are going, wow. Now, he doesn't know. So they took these samples and they sent them to independent labs. It's kind of like forensic CSI. They have no idea the source of the sample. They certainly don't know it's from a piece of wheat bread. I'm going to give you the very Cliff Note version of the studies. They came back and they said, this is human blood. They said, we've got DNA, but we can't get a profile. Now, what I didn't tell you about today, and you can read about in the book or on another presentation, is there's a statue that's been crying and bleeding for about 20 years. Almost nothing outside of Shroud and Our Lady of Guadalupe has been put through the scientific ringer more than this statue because of modern science. MRIs, CAT scans. But when they did the blood test, and they sent it to forensic labs of the statue, the same guys, they came back and they said, this is human blood. They said, but we can't get a profile. Now, I'm not a scientist, but I understand that if you have all the elements in blood necessary, you can track criminals. And they had all the elements in the blood, but they couldn't extract a genetic profile. And so it would be like if I had your finger, and like Mike Willis, he was skeptical of this now, because he said, something stinks. I'm not a scientist, but as an investigative journalist, why can't we get a profile? Well, then they got to this supposed miracle of the Eucharist. Blind studies came back and they said, hey, we've got blood, it's human, but we can't get a profile. And he said, huh, that sounds like the statue, right? He goes on, he said, there's both flesh and blood in the sample. Zugabe, as you can read, cardiologist, pathologist, and a biochemist. Most of his career, he was the chief medical examiner of Rockland County, New York. If you had to pick just one word to describe his legacy, it's heart. Legendary for his studies on the heart. They wouldn't tell him the source of the sample, and looking through a microscope, you could see him doing this. He looks at this, pulls his book out, and he says, I can tell you exactly what this is. Look what he says. He says, this is heart muscle tissue from the myocardium, the left ventricle wall. I get that I'm going rapid fire, but in the video you just saw, they were talking about Lanciano, Italy, 1200 years ago, in 700 AD. And when they did the test on that, the doctor said it was myocardial heart tissue. Well, these guys are the one that interviewed the doctor who did Lanciano you just saw. So they're going, another common denominator. They're saying two separate miracles, 1,200 years apart, and they're saying it's myocardial heart tissue from the left ventricle wall. Again, I'm not a doctor, but they said, what's the significance of the left ventricle wall? And as you can see from the screen, he said, it's the muscle that gives the heart its beat and the body its life.